In 1999, growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends because I mostly kept to myself, almost as I do now. But as a 9-year-old, you have this mentality of just being a kid and running and having fun, and you don't really worry about a lot. My parents always told me growing up as a kid, don't talk to strangers because they could always just throw you in a truck or they could just take off with you and kidnap you. And back then, that was what we really had to fear the most. Now, as an adult, I start to understand a lot more than I used to and don't really have those same fears. Until about a couple of months ago when I actually started to have nightmares, and it was after I started watching more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Of course, I had already read through part 4 and it was quite interesting, to say the least. But after I started watching the anime, I started to invest myself in this world because it was just really close to what I knew as a kid. Limited technology, you still had CD stores and all of this other stuff. It was great. But something crept into my mind, and it was Yoshikage Kira. Now, there are a lot of analysis videos out there talking about how he's such a great character and why he just works. This isn't that video. In fact, I think it might be a little bit closer to my experience as seeing somebody that could live amongst us right now. For those of you that are uninformed, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 takes place in Moriocho, which is a small city that's in Japan, and of course you could relate it to any small city. I of course live in a very small city where almost everyone knows everyone, and that's kind of the same thing in this case. The truly terrifying thing, like I said before, is that he could be someone that lives amongst us and we would never know. And that's not even the scariest part of it, is that he was killing people indiscriminately. Man, woman, child, it didn't matter. Whatever it was to satisfy his fetish of hands and just his overall being, he was just really quirky. Most serial killers back then and even to this day have pretty particular things that they do, and they always try to map out and strategically place themselves at certain points in time, like going to the bank at the same time on a certain day. But those are all characteristics of what Yoshikage Kira does. But the thing that also drives the point home of how terrifying he is when you're watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you're not just seeing the things that he does. That's not really the thing that sets it all together. It's the music in the background that you hear right now, and it just hits you like this. You see, Yoshikage Kira was in my nightmares for a while, and it's because he was out there and he was just lurking and no one could do anything to stop him, especially having stand abilities. He just was almost unstoppable, and that's kind of the creepier part of it too. But all in all, Yoshikage Kira popped up in my dreams and he tormented me for nights on end, and that's just because he's a weird, creepy serial killer, everything. It's really bad. But before I get any more nightmares, I just wanted to put out this short video just in time for Halloween, because there's nothing like being scared as soon as you get back into the groove of things. This is what I would consider a filler video, where I just make these small short form ones so that way it's a little bit of something in between the big projects that I'm actually getting ready to do. And boy, it's gonna be really good. I think you guys might enjoy that, and it'll probably get a whole bunch of dislikes. But until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a happy Halloween.
目を欺